Hello everyone, this is just to do a quick review of the HP Pavillion DV7. This particular model is the 3178. It has the Intel Core i7 processor at 1.6 GHz. It's the 720M model. It has also the capability of the Turbo Boost technology, which can go up as high as 2.8 GHz. Also featured the NVIDIA GT230 video card with 1 GB of dedicated memory. So it doesn't touch the 4 GB of the system, it has its own memory. But first, I would like to tell you what I don't like about it. And the first thing is that everything is super shiny on that computer. You can see the reflection of my window in my living room. In here you can see the button of the touchpad are like chrome, so you can even see the camera reflecting on it. The touchpad itself is like chromey texture, so it's going to leave finger marks everywhere. If you look closely here on the side of the screen, you can see the reflection of the camera. So everywhere around that computer, you're going to get fingerprints everywhere. Even on the back here, you can see you have small graphics in the back, but everything is super shiny like mirror. You have a nice backlit HP logo, but as soon you touch it, you're going to leave fingerprints everywhere. The other thing I don't really like about it is the keyboard. You can see that the keyboard has shiny keys. It's not as glossy as the rest of the PC, but still you can get fingerprint on the keys in there. One nice thing about the keyboard though is that it's a full 103 keys keyboard with the numeric keypad. Even on the 15 inches model, HP is giving a small numeric keypad, which I think is pretty good because I don't see a lot of other brand laptop having numeric keyboards on a 15 or even 16 inch. Another thing I don't like is the HP Media Smart software suite from HP. I think everything that's in there you can already do with Windows, so I think removing all of this would free some disk space, and I'm pretty sure some of that stuff run in the background, so it's going to free some memory and make the computer more speedy. So I think a small cleanup in there would be required. The other thing I don't really like about it is the power supply. It doesn't have any power indicator on the plug. Some power supply have some LED ring around the plug, or even if you take a look at the power supply, you don't have any power indicator. So the only power indicator you have is that small LED here. So when you connect it, it's going to tell you that you have power. Here you go. So now let's do just a quick overview. So here you have the security port, where you can use a security cable or security chain to tie to a desk, let's say. This is the modem access. I don't have that option, so no connector there. 2 USB ports in here, a dual layer DVD burner. Right in the front here you have 2 headphones output, 1 microphone input, and here, I don't know if you can see, you have the IR port where you can use the remote control to control the media center. In here you have the HD LED, the charging LED, and a power LED. Alright, so speaking of the LED, charging LED here, the battery autonomy is around 2.5 hours, which I think is not that bad. Some new computer claim that they have like 4 or 6 hours of battery autonomy. I think for the price range and all the processing power you have on that computer, I think 2.5 hours is fairly good. So on the side here you have the Express card slot where you can put other accessories like a modem, or I don't know what other accessory you could put, because you pretty much have everything you need. Under it you have a memory card reader, which can read the SD, MS, Pro, MMC, and XD memory cards. Here you have the FireWire port, another USB, so there's 3 USB on the system. Here you have the eSATA port, so you can put a external hard drive. Here you have the HDMI output, gigabit Ethernet, this is the docking station port, and finally you get a analog video out, which is Super VGA output. So you have 2 ways of connecting external monitors. Right on top here you have the power key, the mute key, where you just touch and it's going to mute and unmute. You have the volume control. If you take a look at here, volume control. You have a transport key, so rewind, play, pause, fast forward, stop. Here you have the Wi-Fi adapter. It turned blue when it's in use. Also, I'm going to show you what kind of speed I'm able to get. So usually I'm getting 270 megabits or even 300 megabits using my D-Link DIR655 router. So, see, 300 megabytes right there. So finally I'm able to use my full Wi-Fi capability with that computer, which I was not able to do with a Dell computer or any other brand. I'm happy that finally that card is working with my router. LED backlit screen, which I think save a little bit energy there. Speaking of the screen, it's 1600 by 900 pixel. Obviously it's a 16:9 ratio. I would have liked to have a full HD screen. I think it would have been great, especially that it's a 17-inch, so there's no reason we couldn't get a full HD screen. Performance index for that computer is 5.9. So the first index is a processor calculation power. It's 6.9. The second index here is 7.4, which is the memory access and operation per second at 7.4, which is pretty good because it's using DDR3 memory, so it's pretty fast. The graphic performance for Windows is 6.4. Graphic performance is 6.4 for games. And finally, hard drive performance is 5.9, which is okay for a standard serial 88 drive. Alright, so now for the audio and video, so you get a small 2 megapixel webcam in here. You have 2 small pinhole microphone. The speakers are from Altec Lensing, and it's also using a SRS premium sound processing. You also get under the laptop on the right side, you also get the small subwoofer in there, only one on the right side. This causes a small issue, is that when you sit in the center of the PC, you have the impression that a lot of sound is coming from the right, so it seems to be a little bit unbalanced. Besides that, it's pretty good. Let me just show you the control panel for the audio. So this is the IDT HD sound control panel. So this is the SRS setup. This is where we're going to get the most effect for sound definition and bass and everything else. You have an equalizer here, but strangely it doesn't seem to do a good job, because especially when you go at the extremity bandwidth, you don't get a lot of effect. There's minimal change in the sound, even though if you put all the slider to maximum, you can't hear really the difference. The equalizer is so-so, but rather than that, the sound is pretty good. One last thing I want to show you, the 8 processor here. So this was a quick review of the HP Pavilion DV7 model 3178.